So almost afternoon, it's around noon today. My name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a chiropractor with in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I own and work at Port City Chiropractic, the best damn chiropractic clinic on the planet. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about self-care. Hey, Dr. Charisse, how are you? Hey, Gloria, how are you? Thanks for coming in. We're talking about self-care today and how self-care is selfish and that it's okay to be selfish, right? So a lot of people that come to the clinic, mostly the moms, are really hard on themselves for the amount of time it takes. Hey, Gloria, how are you? They're really hard on themselves for spending so much time. You know, you come to the chiropractor and, you know, it can be anywhere between 2 and 4 dozen visits to fix a major chronic problem, right? That's what the literature says. And a lot of people have a hard time sort of getting that into their paradigm of taking care of everybody else. So we have a lot of moms that come in who have spent years running around and talking about, thank you, Dr. Charisse, I appreciate that. Yeah, they run around taking care of everybody else. They don't really think about themselves other than the fact that they need to keep going, right? And that they are the engine that makes the family run. And they're not wrong. They're absolutely not wrong. They spend a lot of time making sure that everybody else is okay. They force their spouse in some cases to go to the doctor. They shuffle their kids to the doctor, the dentist, everywhere they've got to go, every sporting event, all these things that they're always doing other than thinking about themselves. And meanwhile, especially in my realm, they are spending a lot of time degenerating. And the stress accelerates that. The stress of being a mom and all those things accelerates that. So they give themselves no grace for caring about their problems. God, I got this like cowlick thing going on with my hair. I should have probably checked that out before I got on. What can you do? Anyway, they give themselves no grace. They give themselves no time to take care of themselves. And finally it gets to the point where it's a crisis and they've got to take action. And when it's a musculoskeletal complaint, it isn't nearly as scary as other things that it could be. But chronic pain, chronic worry about that pain, not being able to sleep properly because of the pain, it doesn't really lend itself to a healthy environment inside your body and can cause other problems as you create the toxic soup that is a pain body, right? A stressed out pain body. As you create that toxic soup inside you can cause all kinds of issues. Now, I know that they keep separating out genes and this and that causes, illnesses, a lot of these lifestyle illnesses that we have and stuff like that. But ultimately, it's your body's belief and the cellular belief of its environment that it is that expresses those genes. So your beliefs about your reality and your beliefs about your own ability to heal and take care of yourself and being trapped create a real situation for a lot of people where they don't get better, they get worse, and they keep going until they can't go anymore. And that's really not a way to look at it, right? It's really not a way to look at it. So I always remember, about that trap feeling, I always remember there was this, it was the night the Patriots played the Eagles and lost to the Eagles I lost everybody already because I started talking Patriots again. But they played the Eagles and I was really sick that night. And I remember going upstairs to go to bed at the end of the game, feeling horrible about the game, feeling horrible, period. I was real sick. Walked in the room and I saw a bat flying around the bedroom. And I went back in with like a helmet and a tennis racket and all these things to sort of fight off the bat, but never found the bat again. So there was a question as to whether or not I had hallucinated it or not, or anything like that. And a couple of days later, we had an exterminator come out to take a look to see if we had any bat problems. We luckily didn't. And he didn't find the bat either. But he did say to me that someday you'll find, hey Monica, how are you? You will find the bat. It's like trapped in a drawer, trapped in some kind of box or something where it hid, and it'll be dust. And it'll just go in that place and die because it knew it was trapped and it wasn't going anywhere. And I thought that's really kind of sad, right? That's a sad thing to have happen to any organism, all right? A human being in that position, we may not die, but we may wish that we were, you know? Boy, the phones are ringing off the hooks out there. Nobody's here. My point is that feeling trapped and not able to create self-care is a real problem, you know? It's a real problem. Create a self-care routine, excuse me. And a self-care routine could be anything. It could be anything that sort of delights you. It could be anything that sort of emboldens your spirit. I'll tell you what one of my self-care things is to have like a salt bagel, which is like the worst kind of bagel you can have because of the amount of salt, and the bagel is not great for you anyway, and the cream cheese is not great for me anyway, and stuff like that. And it usually gives me a little bit of a stomach ache if I haven't been eating real well that week when I have one. But that's one of my favorite things in the world, and that's one of the things I do to celebrate little wins, or forget about things that have bothered me. There aren't a lot of places you can get salt bagels, but they're out there, and you can find new places if you want. But what's your salt bagel? What is your thing that you want to do? I knew a person who she had a Sunday night ritual where all she did was skincare. She did gua sha, she did red light therapy, she did all the things that you can do to your face to make it look perfect. And the results were evident on her. She did a great job with it. But that was her self-care routine, right? And that was something that she just did on Sunday night, and nothing got in the way of it. And I was really, really impressed by her diligence with that when she used to do it. So there are a lot of things that you can do self-care on. You can go to the gym. You can go for a walk. You can meditate. You can take 2 seconds and actually take some breaths. You can say no to somebody who asks you to do something, and when you know it's not going to work for you, you can actually just say no and just be okay with saying no, and not say, like, your kid wants to do every activity on the planet and then wants to add competitive dance, and you can say no. You didn't like it last time you were doing it. I don't care if you're feeling bad because all your friends are doing it now. You can say no. It doesn't require you, okay, to say yes to anything except for maybe to your own self-interests. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. They feel like self-care is selfish, and that selfish is necessarily a bad thing. Well, I will tell you with some certainty that if anybody other than your own demented brain gives you a hard time about doing something that makes you feel good about yourself, that's a relationship you really need to work on, okay? That's a relationship you really need to work on. If you're losing weight and your spouse says, hey, great that you're losing weight, but I'm stuck here and I have to work and I can't lose any weight and stuff like that, that's not somebody who supports your own self-care, So you need to do a better job. We all do. We all need to do a better job saying yes to ourselves and no to somebody else, and taking a few minutes out of every day, or a few hours every week, okay? A few days out of every month, right? A few weeks out of every year to promote our own well-being, regardless of what it looks like. It's what we believe about it that matters the most. It's what you believe about self-care and what it does for you that matters the most. Not what other people think about it. Not if other people call you selfish. Not if other people say, sure, do it. It doesn't make any difference what anybody else thinks. You need to do it for you. You need to do it now. You need to start right away, because you don't want to be somebody who lived for everybody else only to find out nobody was, hey, stay humble. How are you? You don't want to be living for somebody else for a really long time, okay? And then find out that they didn't even appreciate it. They didn't even want you to do it. They wanted you to take care of yourselves, and they wanted you to be around for a long time. So you need to examine how you're living your life, and you need to examine if you're doing what's highest and best for your own well-being. And chances are, okay, 90% of us out there, okay, there's that 10% of elite people who are doing great things all the time, and God bless you, okay, but I'm not one of those people, all right? But you take a look at your life, think about what you want out of it, what you want to do, okay, and then create a life and create a self-care routine that includes everything from, skincare to meditation to, mind, body, spirit, okay? Maybe it's just going to church once a week, even if you go by yourself, okay? There are worse things that have happened to a person than going to church on Sunday or any other day that they're open, right? It's true. It's true. You could do worse things than that, okay? Even if it's just going to get yourself a salt bagel with cream cheese, whatever it is, you can do it. And you can start right now, right this minute, deciding that you have the absolute authority to make that decision for yourself without asking anybody else whether you can do it or not, and not caring whether anybody else thinks it's selfish, because guess what? It is selfish, and it's okay. I think I'll go get myself a salt bagel after doing this live. It's my third live in the last 10 days. I'm very excited to be doing them again. This is part of my self-care routine, because talking to the universe like this always clarifies things that are going on in my life for me. And I'm always talking about things that are happening in my life or people that I love's lives here. So again, my name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a chiropractor from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. If you don't live in my area, it doesn't mean I can't help you. You can always DM me, ask me a question, DM me, ask me to help you find a chiropractor in your area, or just whether even chiropractic's right for you. We can do all those things together. But unless you hit the send button, I can't do anything for you other than just keep talking every week, a couple times a week, and getting these lives out there and getting this portion of my anxiety out into the world so that I know that I'm making a difference, even if it's just one person's life or just mine. And I don't care how selfish that is, because you know what? I'm worth it. Everybody have a good day. Thank you so much.